In this lesson, we're going to cover Unit 5, Acquisition 2 on the activity series. So first, what is an activity series? Why do we use it? An activity series is used to predict if a single displacement reaction will occur. Used to predict if a single displacement reaction will occur. The reason that we are going to use this activity series has to do with oxidation. So different metals vary in the ease in which they are oxidized. We're about to talk a whole bunch about oxidation. Oxidation is the loss of electrons. So what that means is just different metals vary in the ease in which they lose electrons. Some metals, it's really easy for them to lose electrons. Others, it's much more difficult. So the way that we're going to use the activity series is that an element that is higher on the activity series can displace any element below it. An element that is higher on the activity series can displace any element below it. So let's say this was my single displacement reaction. This reaction will only occur if A is higher than B. Let's say A is a metal cation and A wants to displace B. The only way that that will occur is if A is higher on the activity series. So let's look at the activity series. This is from our Pearson Mastering textbook. So for example, ease of oxidation increases as we go up. The easier it's oxidized, the easier it is to lose electrons. Lithium is all the way at the top. It's really easy for lithium to lose its electrons. Lithium can displace any element below it. Potassium can displace anything except lithium. Iron can displace cobalt, nickel, tin, lead, hydrogen, anything below it. Iron could not displace chromium. Iron would not displace aluminum. In order for the reaction to occur, the element has to be higher than the metal that it is trying to replace. So let's do some practice. Will the reaction occur? Magnesium plus iron 2 chloride. So we're going to compare the two cations. Let's compare magnesium metal to iron. Magnesium is right here. Iron is below it. Magnesium can displace any element below it. Magnesium will displace iron. So yes. Magnesium is more easily oxidized. It's easier for magnesium to lose its electrons. So magnesium will lose its electrons to chlorine. Chlorine will gain those electrons. Let's try copper plus lead 2 nitrate. So we're going to compare copper to lead. We want to compare the two metals. Copper can only displace lead if it is higher than it. So I have lead right here. Copper is below it. That means it will not displace it. No. Because copper is lower than lead. Lead is more easily oxidized. Lead is going to lose its electrons and the nitrates are going to gain it. Let's try one more. Let's do lithium plus iron 3 nitrate. So again, we're going to compare the two metals, lithium and iron. In order for this reaction to occur, lithium needs to be above iron. Lithium is all the way at the top. Lithium can displace all of these metals. Lithium is above iron, so this reaction will occur. Lithium is more easily oxidized. It's going to lose its electrons. So yes, this reaction occurs. Lastly, notice that for all of these single displacement reactions, our single element was a metal, so we were able to use the activity series of a metal. What if this single element was a non-metal? We're going to look at the activity series of the halogens, which is group 7. Up at the top of group 7 is fluorine, followed by chlorine, bromine, and iodine. And just like with metals, it increases as we go up. We are going to see the same trend. A halogen that is higher on the activity series can displace any halogen below it. So let's look at two examples for our halogens. So same question. Will the reaction occur? Fluorine plus sodium chloride. And then let's do bromine plus lithium chloride. So now we want to compare the halogens, the nonmetals. Fluorine to chlorine. A halogen that is higher can displace it. Fluorine is higher on the activity series than chlorine, so yes, this reaction will occur. Bromine versus chlorine. Bromine is lower than chlorine, so no, this one will not occur. So whether we're comparing metals or we're comparing halogens, we're going to do them the same way. If the element is higher, it can displace it, and yes, the reaction will occur. Fluorine is higher than chlorine, it displaces it, so the reaction occurs. If it is lower, bromine is lower than chlorine, the reaction will not occur.